Good morning, Soul Tribe. It's the Happy Medium Review channel. I am here this morning to make a video about the art of self-compassion. I really wanted to have a video done yesterday afternoon. I was struggling. I was feeling down and I didn't have a lot of energy. Normally I have so much energy, people wonder what I'm on and they ask where I got it. And I'm not on anything. I'm on faith and hope and love. And I do drink caffeine because I have ADHD. And I want to talk about that. Living with ADHD since I was born and being diagnosed with it when I was 2 and not really fully accepting the fact that I live with ADHD until I was like 42. I've had to learn to be very meticulous in order to, be to work on time, to finish a college paper. I've had to live very intentionally. And in 2022, someone very wise said to me, Amy, have as much compassion for yourself as you do for everybody else. So I kind of let myself off the hook yesterday, but it took me most of the day to do that and just to admit that I was not feeling up to recording a video. And I did say in my video that I may struggle to get it done on Sunday because I had worked so hard on Friday night. I mean, I worked for 19 hours on writing for a music review. I wrote poetry this weekend as well. I'm really learning how to be the captain of my own ship and steer my own life in the direction I want it to go in. But that does mean having some discipline around things, but also not being too rigid. So, I don't want all my artwork to fall out of the book, but it's really cool. I've been working on this since 2022, writing the poetry that's contained in it. There's 21 poems. There is a motif to this, and it has a common theme. So I'm excited about the message that it has. It has been very hard to channel it and to write it, but at the same time, I think it was worth the energy it took to do so. And that's what we have to decide. How do we want to use our energy? And I'm really learning to respond as opposed to react. And also, I'm taking a step back from being performative. Like, I refuse to do something if I feel like it's in the name of proving anything or performing. The very definition of hypocrite means actor in Greek. And I am not acting. My whole life is based on intention and being intentional and authentic. And I am a Christian and I love Jesus Christ. And ever since I was a child, I trusted him because I knew he was pro-children and would protect children with his very life. So would I. So I'm doing things from a place of authenticity, or I'm not doing it at all. And I think that, practicing self-compassion looks like accepting the day we're having. When you live with a neurological brain disorder like ADHD and a heart condition like AFIB, you have good days, you have bad days. You have days where you are full of energy and are ready, you're wired for something, and you have days where you need to rest the whole day and just kind of baby yourself. And that's okay. So, I'm not looking for real love. I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking for purpose. Whatever comes along, for me, it's the journey, not the destination. And yes, I have goals, and just because I don't have a 9-to-5 doesn't mean that I don't manage my time wisely. And that, when you have to take medication because your life depends on them, having a heart rate that was double for my whole entire life and not realizing I had AFib led to 2 brain strokes in June. And I lost no faculties because of that. And I did lose my eyesight for 6 weeks. And I was terrified I'd never see myself again. I couldn't see myself. I couldn't recognize a new face. And I promised the creator of the universe and everything in it, if I get my eyesight back, I'm never going to let anything really ever drag me down. Nothing small. Because at that point, when I didn't have my eyesight, if I had $7 million, I can guarantee you I would have spent every penny to get it back. So I'm going to leave it there for now. And also, nutrition can be a struggle for me. I'm not a big fan of eating alone, seeing as a lot of my ministry work has been feeding people and clothing them. And I don't like to talk about that so much as do it. So it's not easy for me to eat alone. But I'm learning. I'm not really alone, but yes, I am alone. I live alone. And it's me and my kitty cat, Adorabella. And she's wonderful. She's truly has unconditional love. And that's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to talk about also just if we're on a plane and it's crashing, if we don't put our oxygen mask on, we're not going to be able to save the person next to us. So again, I'm excited. I have one more poem and then it's finished after just a little over 2 years. Well, this is year 3. But I start writing, compiling all the work I had done last year, and it is morphing into a whole book. So, one of the things I do is make lists of things, and I might put a day on that list. And there's a lot of things on that list, but whatever doesn't get done on that list does transfer over more than once. It can be spread out throughout a number of days. So when I get home from lunch, because I am going to the Chinese buffet for sushi and shrimp and soup, I am going to go ahead and do my album review for To Be Young Forever. I just want to say that Jim Byron told me a number of times that it was to be young forever, not to be forever young. And it took me a number of times of him telling me that and pointing it out for me to register it, ADHD. So I'm going to ask you all to have compassion for yourself, but let that extend to other people who are neurodivergent as well, and understand where they're coming from. The best thing about that is when you do that, when you understand somebody else, then you don't internalize it, and then you don't take it personal. You understand where they're coming from and what's happening. And yes, it can still be hurtful if you encounter something like sideways, but at the same time, you can understand that we all have our moments. And of course, there's something called boundaries and managing time. You have to sometimes remind people, I am not on the phone after 7 a.m. or 7 p.m. I'm not up all night. I'm no longer 21 years old. I can't be up until 3 in the morning and expect to have a productive day, especially because at 3 a.m. it's a new day already and I had no sleep. So I really love to be able to use my brain to the nth degree every day, but without enough sleep and overextending myself or burning the candle at both ends, I crash and burn. And then what happens is I kind of get stuck in a pattern. So I'm in a pattern where I get to bed by 9 p.m. I'm up at 5 a.m. And that 5 a.m. time is a wonderful time where most people are still in bed, where I can write and pray and do the things I do, like take my medication, before people wake up and start messaging me and want to socialize, So, some people stay up until 3 a.m. because that's also when people are in bed. But I've learned that I'm actually a morning person, and getting to bed on time means taking my medication on time, and then my heart's happy and I don't have any more brain strokes. Pacing myself is imperative. It's imperative for all of us. And even if that means with an employer, if an employer is starting to become parasitic about utilizing your time, you can let them know how available you are. You don't have to be openly available for anything. So I'm going to leave it there and get back to Happy Medium Review after lunch. Look forward to seeing you and talking to everyone again.